microphone close to us because Papa likes to talk other direction for some reason.
Is that my
We
problem?
go through this every week. I like Papa talking to the mic. Hey, Papa, look at the mic. Talking to the mic. It's your friend. He can be your best friend.
Hello there.
All right, folks, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. And you can also check us out on YouTube. Just type in the Albert and Billy Show YouTube, and you can watch any episode or all the episodes of the Albert and Billy Show. Well, Happy New Year, Papa.
Hey, this is the first
one of the year.
one of the year, 2018.
That's right.
But I've been writing checks all week, 2017.
I'd say a lot of people are doing that.
Maybe they don't any good. They won't come out of my balance.
That's right. That'd be a good problem to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Wish I'd written more.
Exactly. Oh, well, I ate plenty of hog jaw and black-eyed peas, so I was down there with you.
Weren't those black-eyed peas good?
I love black-eyed peas. It's a shame we just eat them once a year.
But she didn't have any greens, did she?
I didn't see them.
The green was the cabbage in the slaw, I reckon.
Okay, that'll count as a green.
Because you got to have folding money, because all those black-eyed peas are just pennies.
I know.
I have a lot of those.
Well, heck, I eat it every year, and it don't seem to matter.
Well, think how bad it would be if you didn't.
Yeah, I guess it would be bad, wouldn't it?
That's how you have to take that.
Oh, me. Well, folks, I want to tell you about Sharon Rogers. She is doing music lessons. They've got a building set up by her home, actually, which is, you go like you're going towards the jail on Allen P. Deakins Road. She's right before that. You'll see a new building by her house, and she's giving music lessons out of there. She used to work at Music Makers, and now she's doing her own business. Same thing. You can learn to play the piano, ukulele, guitar, mandolin, drumstick, take voice lessons. They're 30-minute lessons once a week for low rates. For more info, give Sharon a call at 423-448-9361.
You think she could teach me to sing?
If she enjoys a challenge, yes.
30 minutes a week?
She's going to need an hour a week, but hey, we'll get you signed up for it. And of course, radio listeners, as you all know, but we'll keep saying it, no school today. Not been no school all week, but people have been asking though already about next week. We don't know yet. I've not heard anything on that. So as soon as we do find out, we'll announce it on the radio for you guys. But an announcement though that runs hand in hand with this, because of school being canceled this week, they have rescheduled the Bledsoe-Sequatchie County High School basketball game, which was scheduled for tonight. That has been rescheduled to February the 6th. So the Bledsoe-Sequatchie County game here in Pikeville will take place on February the 6th. It'll start at 6 p.m. And if you can't make it to that game, you can listen to the game live here on WUAT. Mike Smith will have the call for you. So that's an important announcement there.
One thing about basketball, when I was in school and when Carolyn was in school, out of all the schools in Bledsoe County, they were not consolidated then. Every community had their own little grammar school.
Even when I was, it was Pikeville, Rigsby, Deal, and Wheeler.
Okay.
But now when y'all were, it was a few more.
Well, like Cold Springs had theirs.
Yeah, Lusk.
Okay. All the places that you played basketball were outside in the elements, whatever it was,
kidding.
except Patton and Pikeville.
Wow.
Then later, many years later, Deal built a gym.
Yeah,
then
a little bitty gym.
Then Lusk finally. But I'm saying when Carolyn played ball,
outside.
it was outside.
What about that? To see it, there were so many more schools. I wish it was still like that. I wish each community was able to have a grammar school.
Well, you know, that I'd have to say that was probably before busing too.
Probably.
You
Probably.
walked.
Yeah. Well, you would know. I guess y'all did walk.
When I was a kid, all these sidewalks, they were full of kids walking to school and walking home after school.
Do you remember school buses? I mean, when did they start? Do you know?
I don't know. I remember one little kid got killed going to school or coming back, one or the other.
I'll get you in that mic
One
again.
little kid got killed going to school or going from school.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
Got run over.
Yeah.
Mm.
But anyway, I walked to school every day, walked home for dinner every day.
Oh, okay.
Walked back to school. And while on my way home to eat dinner, I went by and checked my pole. It was stuck in the ground. I was fishing. And then as soon as school was out, I went back to the river to check my pole.
You had it so rough, I tell you.
Oh, I had to dig my own worms.
I know it. Feels so bad for you. The next Rook tournament, Papa, is January the 13th, folks, at the Nickel Roll Music Hall. It starts at 3 o'clock p.m. Entry fee is $20 per team, so that's $10 a person, and concessions will be available. They always have hot dogs and other food, and they also have drinks plus coffee. So come check it out, though. It's a good time, and that starts at 3 p.m., so it's earlier. That way you won't be there so late. And it's going to be January 13th, and I believe there's two in the month of January. I know the 13th, and I believe the second one in January is January 27th, also at 3 o'clock.
The fellow that owns this place, Cliff, he wants me to play Rook.
Yeah, Cliff owns the Nickel Roll Music Hall. That's the folks that put on the Rook tournament. And yeah, he knows you played once before.
Yeah, does he just want my $10 though?
No, he's wanting you to play.
Oh, I told him, I said, I played once, and we finished fourth, and you cut off the gifts and the awards at 3. Had you just given one more prize, I would have got one.
Oh, then you'd play again.
Yeah, just 3 people.
Well, we can't use the excuse of it's too late anymore because they're making it earlier and earlier.
Well, I don't go to bed very early anyway.
Well, you got a couple of announcements.
Second Chance Pet Group Spay and Neuter Helpline. I've got it right here. The helpline is 554-4442. The volunteers want you to call. They're waiting for your call. I've got a little ditty if I get around to it today. The people in the United States are the best at volunteering of any country in the world. The hours that people volunteer equals out to billions of dollars that could have been earned had they been paid rather than volunteering.
Right.
It's unreal how many hours people give away.
Yeah. People don't really realize that.
But this is done with volunteers.
That's right. So you can't say that there's not still some good people in this world.
But you know why?
There is.
You know why they're doing it?
To help.
They love animals.
Yes, that's right.
They love animals.
And it is a problem. And they're trying to get it under control. It's a very good thing that they do.
It's been around a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, 7 years now. Is that what it says?
No, but
the problem's been around for a long time.
The Pikeville and the Dunlap scheduling procedures have changed. They can work with several vets rather than just one.
That's good.
So they want you to call to discuss what it is you need. You might need the neutering. You might need the spaying. You just let them know. When you call, you let them know what you want done. Okay, when you call, leave your name, leave your phone number, and the time of day you would like for the volunteer to call you back and give you what service you need.
Prevent a litter. Be part of the solution.
Fix your critter.
We know that one by heart, Papa.
If we know that by heart, why don't we just throw this away?
I know. Because as soon as we did, we'd forget it.
All right. All you Democrats, listen up. The Bledsoe County Democratic Party will be holding a meeting next Tuesday, January the 9th, at the Sequatchie Valley Electric Co-op meeting room at 7 p.m. No
this
breakfast.
time.
No breakfast this time.
Yeah, usually theirs is a breakfast.
Current and potential party members are encouraged to attend, along with any prospective candidate that wants to be elected on the Democratic ticket.
So if you're a donkey, you go. If you're an elephant, you don't go.
I wonder how those two creatures got into the mix.
I don't know. I'd like to know that
being
story.
Symbolic of a political party.
That's a good trivia thing if you could actually figure it out.
I could ask the question.
You could ask the question, we just got to get the answer, don't we?
We'll come up with an answer one of these days.
Well, speaking of trivia, you got last week's trivia?
Oh, you want that, don't you?
Yeah, I think I did okay.
Yeah,
it was really hard last week.
It was not hard. Who wrote Pilgrim's Progress? You didn't get that.
Oh, heck. Allie didn't even try on that one.
His name was John Bunyan. Pilgrim's Progress, I think everybody had to study that in school. That's what I thought. Everybody would know it.
You know, I don't remember. I remember obviously learning about the Pilgrims, but I don't remember.
No, this
book.
is not the Pilgrim movement to come to the United States seeking religious freedom or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, to whom do you attribute the first 5 books of the Bible?
Moses.
Moses, you got that right on the money.
Yes, I remember getting that right.
And he began that fabulous work of that book. That's the best-selling book in the history of the world.
That's absolutely.
With just the 3 words, in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then all this unfolds. It takes 66 books to present God's story. And history, if you break history down, it's His story. God wanted man to know how things came to be. So He worked through Moses, and those first 5 books is what Moses penned as God dictated.
I never thought about it that way.
Well, listen.
Well, how long did it take you to come up with that his story? That's pretty slick.
It just hit me one time. It's not just today. I've already used it before. I've used it in Sunday school.
Okay, I was just making sure. That was pretty slick.
I've been teaching I've been teaching Sunday school since I was 18. I ought to be darn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Third question. Who authored Romeo and Juliet?
William Shakespeare.
That's right. Dadgum, you good.
All right.
Now, one of the most famous smart people was Albert Einstein. He was a genius, really.
Sure ain't Albert Roberts.
But who do we give the title to as the wisest man that ever lived?
Solomon.
Right. Boy, you on a roll.
Allie knew that one too.
Besides fried chicken, Southerners are most noted for what else?
We're most noted for fried chicken and something else?
Yeah, I think fried chicken goes in the South.
Are we talking about food still or just anything with South? Okay. My answer was hospitality.
Hospitality.
And I believe that's
you get a little further north and you don't get the treatment you do down here.
You don't. I've been all over the country.
One reason is because we can give people iced tea. They can't give that to you anywhere else in the United States. That's the reason.
And sweet tea blows their mind too. They look at you like you're crazy.
They have raspberry tea. All right. Samson and Hercules are strong men of history.
Yes.
What are their differences?
Okay. I believe, okay, Hercules is from the Bible.
Nope.
I mean, not, sorry. I didn't mean to say Hercules, Papa. Samson's from the Bible.
He is the strongest man in the Bible.
So a true story. Hercules is a made-up character
mythology.
from Greek mythology.
Greek mythology. Very good, very good. I've got another question later. Okay. To tell a friend that you are cold, old timers would say, I'm blank as blank.
I'm
If you
cold
want
as
to tell
ice.
somebody, I'm cold, and you want to tell them you're really cold. So you say, I'm blank as blank.
I'm cold as ice.
Cold as ice. And that's cold.
That's cold. Like today. It's
How cold? How cold does water have to get to be ice?
32.
32 degrees.
Yeah. He always does those little extra questions in there, trying to make me mess up.
Another saying started with the 3 words, nice guys finish, and then the 4th word.
Last.
Nice guys. And I don't like that.
I don't either.
Makes you want to quit being nice, doesn't it?
I know it.
I don't want to finish last. Do you want to finish last?
No.
You know, most people want to finish first.
They sure
That's
do.
the reason they run. Who was it that ran? Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
He said, I ran.
Forrest, run.
And then he said, and then I just quit running.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Oh, okay.
Jenny.
That's one movie I've watched twice.
Just twice?
Yeah. And then another one was...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Some movies are not worth watching again. They got to be good. I've seen that one a few times, yeah.
There's another one. I can't remember what the other one was. Okay.
Just one more. That's
Well,
it.
there's one more movie that Carolyn and I watched twice. Can't remember it now. What are the sayings "you're an old fogey and you're a stick in the mud" have in common? What do they mean? You're an old fogey.
They mean that you are no fun. You're boring.
That's what people are saying to me.
Is that what they tell you?
Yeah, they
They tell you that?
they tell me that. If someone tells you to wait and they tell you to blank your blank, what are they telling you to? If they want you to wait, they say blank your blank.
It's hold your horses.
Hold your horses is one, or hold your tater.
That's the one I've never heard of.
Those are old folks sayings. I didn't make them up.
Well, the hold you tater must be from the 1700s, because
I didn't say where it came from. I just said it was an old saying.
Hold you tater.
I didn't make it up.
Are you sure?
I'm that old. I'm that old.
No, but it sounds like something you would make up. Hold you tater. Who says hold you tater?
When are we going to do this?
I've heard hold you horses, but tater.
Have you ever tried to hold a hot potato? Have you ever tried to hold a hot baked potato?
It's rough,
can't
isn't
do
it? You can't do it, that's for sure.
I've watched kids at school throw those baked potatoes as hard as they can throw them. If they hit
Really?
somebody, listen, I have seen them throw them so hard that if they had hit someone, it would have killed them. One boy threw one day and went all the way in the girls' bathroom.
Goodness.
It did.
Why did they throw their taters?
I don't have any idea.
Well, they're sure not holding their taters, are they?
Just as they got past Miss Teresa paying for it, they threw it. I think they were throwing it at someone.
Probably.
That was when everybody ate down on the lower level. And if they were trying for somebody's head and it missed them and went all the way in the girls' bathroom.
That's funny. Well, after the break, we'll have this week's trivia.
Yes.
There's no telling what he's come up with today, Allie, so brace yourself. But we'll find out coming up next on the Albert. Okay, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show.
One more time.
WUAT and Channel 18 Valley TV. Thanks to our sponsor, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's, It's Lola's. I think she'll be back Monday. I don't think she's there.
They're in Florida.
Okay, are they?
I
cool.
think I'm going to be gone a month.
A month? Really?
Is that a sin?
Well, no, that's just a long time. I didn't know that.
Well, that's what they do.
Well, good. That's cool. Wish I
No,
was
it's
in Florida
warm.
for a month.
It's warm down there.
I know. I don't blame them. Posh Beauty Company, the old State Farm Insurance location right here in downtown Pikeville in South Pikeville.
South Pike.
Owner, stylist, Erica Campbell owns the Posh Beauty Company, so go check it out right here on Main Street. Subway on the... Subway on the bypass, the Highway Department, Marvin Smith, Farm Bureau Insurance, the Loom right next door to us here at WUAT, and the offices of Emma Boynton, and of course the late Carolyn Terry was always a longtime sponsor of the show. The Farmer's Chandelier Cafe and Gifts right behind us here at WUAT, and Rustic Roots Events. And if we get one more phone call, I'm throwing every phone in this building through the window. I really am.
I saw a man one time get so mad at the phones.
Just hang up on them, Allie. Okay, good job.
This man got so mad at the phones that he couldn't get out. He wanted to make a call and he couldn't get it. Because this is back whenever you had 3 longs and 2 shorts and you had a party line and everything. This is the truth. He went to the wall. It was hanging on the wall. He tore it off the wall. Was he mad?
I don't blame him.
Was he mad?
Yeah. There's been times I've wanted to do that here.
He did it, buddy. I saw him. Okay, we're ready for this week's trip.
Yeah. Now that all the phones are gone, yeah, we're ready.
Right. Now I want you to explain the continuous popularity, generation after generation, with fictional heroes like Superman, Batman, Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk. I want you to tell me why we're fascinated with superheroes. And that being going, I think Superman was the first one I remember.
I mean, that's
why?
A broad question. I don't know.
Well,
there's a
what's
lot
your
of
opinion?
answers.
No, what's your opinion? I didn't ask for other
I
people.
don't really know. Like, why do you think we're fascinated with it?
Well, I've got my thinking.
We'll say it.
Everything I paint it's painted Albertology.
Well, let's hear your Albertology on superheroes.
All right. I think that each one of us, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're all fascinated by what they can do. And so we fantasize, we try to put ourselves in that situation, and we actually think that it's neat that they can do that. Superman could go faster than a speeding bullet.
Right.
and could fly. Well, I can remember getting an old used cabbage bag. They're green. And tying it around my neck, and I was the Spy Smasher.
You was who?
Spy Smasher. I climbed up in an apple tree, and I thought I could jump from limb to limb, and I tried.
How'd that work out for you?
I didn't make it.
How many bones did you break?
I didn't break any. But I
You realized real quick you're not a superhero, didn't you?
But people have always been and new ones keep on coming. Thor is one I don't even know anything about.
Right.
But yet on television the other night, on a question, Thor was the answer, and I didn't even know Thor.
Well, it's newer compared to those.
But Captain America, back years ago, you had Shazam, and you had Captain Marvel. But see, those are some of them have gone by the wayside. But you got new ones coming on the scene. I remember
they're bringing a lot of those back.
They're bringing Captain Marvel back, not next year, but the year after that.
Okay.
Well, I've got another one to talk about today that just hit today.
Okay.
But anyway, that was one of my questions. Okay.
Oh, you must be going to tell us later. Okay.
Yeah, it's not trivia.
Gotcha.
I got something to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, what instrument did Jack Benny use as a prop? Because Jack Benny was a stand-in comedian.
I was about to say, who's
He
Jack
had television. Oh, come on. Jack Benny. Of course, you were talking 100 years ago.
I don't know who that is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
Those of you out there my age, just forgive me for being my age.
Hey, you ask away. I just can't promise I'll have an answer.
Somebody out there knows Jack Benny.
Of course
Knew
they
Jack
do.
Benny. They don't know him now. He's dead.
Is he?
Been dead 100 years.
Well, what's the question?
What prop did he use as he did his routine. He would just stand there, and sometimes he wouldn't even didn't have to say anything, just facial expressions.
Oh, okay.
But he was a comedian, and he had a television show.
He was a
once a
stand-up
week
comedian,
Yeah.
but he did a routine, like dancing and stuff.
He always, no, he had a routine.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you what he had, because I'm going to be giving you the answer.
Oh, I'd hate for you to do that.
Third question. George Burns, I bet you never heard of him.
Yes, I remember him.
Same time frame, Billy.
Well, George Burns stayed popular, though,
Yeah, he
a
did.
long time.
Yes, okay.
I always smoked that cigar.
Yeah, but what was George Burns' wife's name? He always talked about his wife. I think he wrote a book about it.
Lizzie?
Gracie.
Grace, dang,
Gracie.
that was close.
Gracie.
They even had a show together.
Yes, they did.
I've watched reruns of that
I've still got
with y'all.
I've still got a book.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that show. That I watch reruns of it. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, a lot of the comedians back then were before their time.
I bet.
Jonathan Winters was before his time.
I've heard him.
He was just so good that his material was too advanced. And I told you this one time, and I don't know if you remember me or not, but there was a man that came up with a futuristic theme of ships going to other planets,
galaxy.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
And Congress investigated him. They want to know where all this stuff came from. I kid you not.
That's funny.
Buck Rogers was the name of his program and his comic books.
And I may, like, if you showed me a picture of Jack Benny, I would say, okay, I've saw him in something, but just don't ring a bell right off the bat.
Well, he was black. We're talking about the days of black and white. See?
Okay.
So you're talking what, 50s?
Okay, yeah.
50s.
I would say so.
But he stayed popular into the 60s.
Right.
Okay. Which comedian coined the phrase, "I don't get no respect"? You've heard that one.
Yes. Well, hang on. I'm going to get this one right. Rodney Dangerfield.
You're right.
Yes.
Well, now that's a little later.
Yeah.
That's a little later.
Yeah. He was funny, too.
You got one right. I got to get that.
I think I've got two right.
Oh, yeah, you got Gracie. You didn't know Jack
Burns.
Benny.
No.
Okay, name the crooner, and that's a clue. Crooner that made several road trips with Bob Hope.
I mean, I remember Bob Hope, but what I remember about him mainly is doing the troops.
That's his
special.
number one remembrance, I guess you're right.
So he did a road trip?
They did several movies. Road to Rio, Road to here, Road to there. But they did it together. One of them was a crooner. What's a crooner?
I mean, is it just Bob Hope and one other person, or is there a couple of them?
Two men. They would be the main characters in this movie. And they did several of them.
I don't know. Dang it.
Okay. Next question. What? You don't know Jack Benny. What was Jack Benny's helper's name? Way to go, Albert.
I'll say Paul Benny.
How many states? I asked you last week about the states that skirted our western borders. Mm-hmm. Now give me the southern states along our border. How many?
Florida, obviously.
That's one.
Texas.
That's two.
Louisiana.
That's three.
Mississippi.
That's four.
Alabama.
That's five.
Are we counting the Carolinas too?
That's not south.
No. Well, they are in the south. Though,
They're the
so
eastern seaboard. They're eastern seaboard.
Just making sure.
Okay.
I can't think of any more. Is that most of them?
That's not.
Yeah, I mean, like
the southern.
But you're talking about
United States.
Borders the coast, though, aren't you? Okay. I guess that's all of them that touches the coast.
I said the border of the United States.
Oh, then Arizona.
Arizona.
Utah?
No.
No. What's below Utah?
Idaho.
I'm trying to think. No, Idaho's way up. Well, Idaho.
I thought you said what was above Utah.
No, below it.
Oh, below it. Well, you got New Mexico.
Well, I was sitting here trying to think if New Mexico bordered or not, but obviously it does.
California.
Well, yeah.
Mississippi.
I said that one. Though.
Okay, that's all of them.
So 9.
I think there's 8. I don't know. Well, anyway.
Well, they come up with an extra one.
What city and state is our Army school in? Our Army that plays football. What city and what state?
Are they located in Maryland?
No.
New York?
Yeah, they're in New York. The name of the city in New York. They're called the Cadets.
Yeah.
Army Cadets. What's their mascot? You know their mascot?
Mm-mm.
The U.S. Army Mew.
Oh, okay.
But that didn't help you about where they are.
No.
Okay, hitting for the cycle. Hitting for the cycle in baseball is what?
Hitting for the cycle.
You don't know?
I don't know. Do they use that
What
terminology
is a
now?
cycle? What is a cycle?
Are you talking about like a home run?
That'd be part of it.
A grand slam?
That same thing's a home run with bases
Well, not
loaded.
really.
But it's
Yeah.
still a home run. If you
I don't
hit
know,
for the
cycle.
cycle, you don't know that.
I don't know.
Name the cities Michigan and Michigan State play in, the ones they call home.
Michigan State's in East Lansing, and Michigan is in Ann Arbor.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Those were tough today.
They were.
Okay.
Because of,
Those were a little harder.
you should not remember Jack Benny.
Yeah, I couldn't
But you
remember
did
him.
remember George Burns. I don't
Yeah, I
understand
know.
that. I bet you remember
And
Milton.
Rodney Dangerfield.
You remember Milton Berle?
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Yeah. I believe didn't Milton Berle create a game show too later on? Are we sure about that?
No, Art Linkletter had a game show.
Okay.
Art Linkletter was about the same time frame. We're talking about black and white. Okay, sports of all sorts.
Yep. Sports of all sorts.
Guess who's coming to town tomorrow if you're in Knoxville?
Santa Claus.
Kentucky.
Oh,
Kentucky.
we're back on.
I
Okay,
said-
we're on ball games. Yes, the big game with Kentucky. Tennessee has a chance that if they're going to beat Kentucky, it'll be in Knoxville. Allie's laughing at my answer. But Tennessee usually plays well against Kentucky when they play in Knoxville.
That's our best chance. That's our best chance.
It is, but Tennessee is on a 2-game losing skid. I don't know what's going on with them.
You do know, too. They can't finish games. They were ahead of Arkansas 14 points, and they managed to lose.
I know. What do you think it is? Fatigue?
Well, it's lack of conditioning somewhere along the way.
It has to be.
But the coach, he says, I'm doing all I can do. I'm coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But they are not finishing the game.
No, they're not.
If you can't hold on to a 14-point lead and you lose by 10, you've lost 24 points along the way.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
When you do that, there's something wrong.
There is. They run out of steam against North Carolina. Now, the reason I said fatigue because when I watched that game and it looked like they did run out of steam in that one. And kind of looked that way against Arkansas too. I don't know what's happening to them at the end. And then when they played Auburn, they didn't look good from the start.
That was pathetic.
It was.
Pathetic.
They looked really bad in that game.
No, you know what the difference was on that court? Bruce Pearl.
Yeah.
He stamped his image all over television.
Yeah.
He said, ha, folks, I came back to Knoxville.
And won.
And I won. First time I've been able to do it, but I finally beat you, buddy. Auburn is 13-1,
Well,
and they're not ranked.
They should be ranked.
They will be.
They will be now. Bruce Pearl is a dang good coach. You know, He might cheat every now and then on some things. I don't know, but he is a good coach.
they're still investigating one of it. Chuck Person, one of his staff members, and some fan yelled out and said, "Hey, Bruce, the FBI's looking for you." They did.
I missed that. That's hilarious.
They yelled out. but what I'm saying is we're ranked, and Auburn's not. And they're 13-1. Something's not right.
I mean, now this Kentucky game is looking more like a must-win now.
Well, if you've played two games,
we should be 2-0.
Okay, but still in the SEC, those 9 wins that we got.
Yeah.
We're against some good opposition, but at the same time, they were not SEC foes.
I know.
The SEC competition is a different ballgame.
Yeah, it is.
And we've already shown that in those 2 losses. We're 0 for 2.
I know.
And you've got a whole lot more games to go.
I'm getting worried about them now.
I am too. I felt good with 9-2. Because last year we just won 16. I thought, surely we can win 7 more games.
I know.
But now I don't know.
Now I don't even know if we'll get to 16.
I don't know.
I was thinking just even 2 weeks ago that we might get a 20-win season. But now I don't know.
I did too. But now Auburn has won 4. They were 13-1. Now they're 14-1. So surely
they're having a good year.
They'll be ranked.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're not.
And they say that his team is not all. He don't have the superstars.
Gosh, I'd hate to know when he did then.
Well, I don't think we do either.
We don't. We don't.
Okay, the bowl picture.
But now the Lady Vols, though, are still undefeated.
Well, now we'll get to them just in a minute.
Oh, well, go ahead with, okay.
The bowl picture concerning the SEC. Missouri was first, and they lost to Texas. Texas A&M was second, and they lost to Wake Forest.
That surprised me.
It did me too. And then in the Music City Bowl, Kentucky got nipped by Northwestern.
That surprised me too.
Okay, but that's 3 games and 3 losses.
I know.
Thankfully, Mississippi State turned it around in the Tax Slayer Bowl. That was what we won last year, wasn't it? Tax Slayer.
Over Nebraska.
Was that last year?
Wait, it wasn't. Yeah, it had to be last year. Sure not this year.
But Mississippi State, they won over Louisville.
Yeah, that was a good win.
So we got 1 win and 3 losses. Then on New Year's Day, South Carolina.
That was a good win.
That gives us 2 wins and 3 losses.
Hey, I didn't think they would beat Michigan. I really didn't.
But then Auburn, I felt like they beat Central Florida easily.
Yeah.
But Central Florida beat Auburn. Auburn beat Alabama and Georgia.
I don't understand how that happened. I don't.
They came out on the short end anyway. That gave us 4 losses.
Central Florida. Auburn, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
And then LSU played Notre Dame, and Notre Dame was 4.
Man, LSU should have won that game.
4 points. 4 points.
LSU led the whole way, Papa.
Yeah. We deserved that. We need Bell.
Yeah, we needed that one.
But then also on New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl, Georgia.
That's right.
In double overtime, yeah.
What a game.
But they beat Oklahoma.
And I didn't think they would. I'll admit it.
54 points against Oklahoma. You did something.
You sure did. Alabama.
And then Alabama to swamp Clemson the way they did.
Yeah, I knew going into that game, I knew that game could really go either way. You have Clemson that beat them last year for the national championship, so they're not going to be intimidated by Alabama. They know they can beat them. But then you have, to Alabama's advantage, though, revenge.
That's what they did.
And I think that's what happened.
And I think another thing, I don't think that their coach has the depth of knowledge that Nick Saban has.
Probably not.
I really don't. I think Nick Saban has an edge there because I think the secret is Saban is able to mobilize and get the maximum out of his players.
He does that. You're right.
Let me tell you something. Clemson ran the ball 33 times. They got 64 yards. Looks to me like Dabo Swinney would have
went to passing.
Well, quicker. I mean, why would you keep on running the ball 33 times if you're getting 1.9 yards per carry?
I agree. That's crazy.
Crazy.
He must not have had any confidence in his passing game. I don't
Or
know
he's
what
afraid
trying
they'd be
to do.
intercepted and make the score larger.
I guess. But I agree with you on that. He should have went to a plan B sooner.
Yeah, I think
Much sooner.
Well, of our 9 teams participating in the bowl game, we only turned in a win 4 times.
I
We
know
lost
it.
5.
That's not good.
not
But
good.
to make up for all that, though,
Except
the
you've got an
national
all-SEC
national championship.
outcome coming up here next Monday.
Who you picking?
I think that it'll be Alabama.
Well, you're probably right.
Here you
but
got
I don't
revenge factor again.
I know, so I'll just go out on a limb and be different, I guess, and say Georgia, because Georgia will be motivated. I think the revenge factor will once again be the deciding factor. I hope so anyway. I'm
You
tired
think
of
Georgia's
Alabama.
going to ride the momentum over Oklahoma and just
I
ride
think
right
they
through
could.
Alabama?
I don't think Georgia is intimidated by Alabama either, because they have to play them every year. They're not going to be intimidated.
Isn't it wonderful that Georgia got to play in the Rose Bowl?
I know, because that never
First time
happens.
since back in the 40s.
Yeah.
In the 40s.
That's always, of course, reserved for the Big
70
Ten.
some odd years.
Or, well, it used to be the Big Ten and the Pac-10.
Yeah.
But now it's the Big Ten and the Pac-12. But that bowl game's always reserved for them, usually.
Okay, we're going to get, here's another thing we need to think about. That defensive coordinator for Alabama that controlled the line of scrimmage during that ball game between Clemson and Alabama,
Yeah.
that just gave them 64 measly
Yeah.
yards, that's going to be our head
I
coach
know.
after Monday.
I know it. That's exciting. I'm excited about that.
Our 5 losses
Okay, we better.
were by an average of 6 points.
I know.
We had a couple of games by 1 point.
Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers.
That hurts. Well, we better get to the Lady Vols then. We got 3 minutes.
Well, okay, the Lady Vols,
Undefeated. 14-0 now.
they beat Kentucky.
And they beat Auburn last night.
And then they beat Auburn last night handily. Well, not
Yeah,
handily. 70-50.
yeah.
70-59.
I believe that's right. 70-59. Those freshmen are good. Like, I didn't think they'd be undefeated at this point, having to depend so much on freshmen. And
Had 3 in double figures.
yeah.
Narrowed got
Then
19.
you got, Jamie Nard and Mercedes Russell are seniors, and that's helping balance it out.
And they're the ones that are consistent
they are
in the scoring
They
line.
are. Russell had some monster blocks. I saw the highlights.
But Auburn was 10-3. That's not bad.
No, and they run a full court press the whole game. Forced 28 turnovers.
That's unreal. 28
Yeah,
turnovers.
That's ridiculous. Tennessee was lucky to win.
The coach better do some coaching because other coaches saw what Auburn
Exactly.
did to us.
Well, let's put it this way. Holly's assistants better do some coaching, because I'm convinced that's why they're off to a good start.
All right.
And maybe she's getting a little bit better. I'll give her credit. Just hope she can keep it up. But anyway, that's it for sports. And after the break, it'll be time for Papa's favorite part of the show. Good old Albertology
I'm ready.
is coming up right here on the Albert and Billy Show. Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. It is time for Albertology
On a cold day,
on a very cold
January
day.
the 5th, Tennessee's top stories in last year.
Okay, the top stories of 2017. I like
Which
that.
one would you pick out to be number 1? The number 1 top news item in the whole state of Tennessee for the whole year.
Oh, man. You got any guesses, Allie? I don't know.
Firing of Butch Jones.
Yeah, that's a good
To me,
one.
that would be number 1.
That is.
But Corker
I
deciding
was
to.
excited about that.
I said top story.
Yeah,
Good or bad.
that's a good one.
But Corker retiring
Yeah,
at
that's
the
a big
height,
one, too.
really at the
Why
height of
did-
his career.
Did
in
he
my
say
opinion.
why? Did he ever say why?
I don't really know. He didn't say private business or anything like that, or bad
No.
health.
He didn't go into detail,
Didn't
did
say
he?
he's having a problem with his president.
No, he didn't. He didn't really say much of anything on that.
But anyway, Haslam pushed through a tax increase on gas, 6 cents.
I say good
Gas.
riddance.
And listen, gas is going to go up 19 cents a gallon this year. By
Gosh.
going up 19 cents a gallon, it's going to make our yearly gasoline bill for the United States $364.6 billion because of the tax increase on gas. Okay.
Everything goes up, but nothing comes down, it seems like.
Gravity. There's toss the ball up, it'll come down.
Well,
Okay.
that's true.
Now I have to ask you which one you thought was number one. Number
Butch
four.
Jones.
Number 4 is where they put Butch Jones.
Okay.
The gasoline tax was second. Church shooting in Nashville was number 3. The
Whoa.
a church shooting in Nashville killed one and wounded some other people.
I missed that one.
Tennessee wildfires was number 5. Can you
Yeah.
imagine 14 people got killed and all the homes and businesses that were lost?
Up in the Smokies.
Yeah.
Yes. That was
And
bad.
number 6 was Holly Bobo. Finally, after 6 years, the jury convicted 3 men and charged them with kidnapping, rape, and murder of Holly Bobo. It had been 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then number 7, there was a 15-year-old Tennessee girl that was kidnapped. They found her in
Yes.
California with her 50-year-old teacher.
Yes, I remember that one.
Number 8 was the trial that's right now going on about the Pilot J scam that Jimmy Haslam and Governor Haslam owns.
Yes.
We don't know where that's going. But that was
nothing,
big.
Nothing good's going to come out of that one.
That was big.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
then the governor's race is going to be wide open. You're going to have 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats to vie for the governorship of the state of Tennessee.
When is that, by the way? August?
I
May?
think.
Probably
so.
primary May and then August general, yeah. So what was the top one that they had again?
Corker.
Okay.
Corker was number 1.
Okay.
I want to be sure that I get this in,
Okay.
so I'm going to do it right now. This is not Albertology, but I want to tell this story.
Okay.
This is a suggestion for all parents. All
Okay.
parents, listen. As you plan your Christmas this year for December,
Oh, you're talking about, wow, okay.
this is a suggestion.
Okay.
Buy some boxes, fill them full of newspaper, and wrap them. And store them back, and you'll have them ready when December rolls around and you want to put out your Christmas presents. If you're having trouble with your children being
Yeah.
obnoxious,
Yeah.
disobedient,
Yeah.
outright mean,
Yeah.
take up one of their presents out from under the tree. Take it outside and burn it.
That's right.
Burn it. They may not be so dadgum mad and bad.
That's exactly right.
I thought
Did you
that-
come up with that?
No, I found
Oh.
it. I
I
like
was
it.
going to give you good credit for that one. All right, what else we got?
Okay, the black community has coming up February the 15th a new movie coming out, and it's called Black Panther.
Oh.
It's
okay.
going to be a superhero for the black people,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and he's from South America, and he has a CIA agent on his side. The theme, and he has I think all of his bodyguards are females, and his job is to protect his country and prevent World War III.
Sounds like a good movie.
Well, it's Black Panther's the name of it,
Okay.
and it was invented or created, I'll say, by Stan Lee. Stan Lee is responsible for Spider-Man and let's see, the Fantastic Four.
What did you say, Allie?
Captain
Captain
America.
Marvel.
America.
Stanley is Marvel.
Stan Lee's got a mind. I'm telling you what he did. But anyway,
I know.
they're wanting it They're wanting it to go ahead and be shown. The black community they're having parties already in anticipation of how popular it's going to be.
And it comes in theaters February 16th.
16th. I thought it was 15th, 16th. But
Well,
anyway,
it says 16th there.
That's where it is. It's 16th.
Okay.
But anyway, it's going to be big stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be big stuff.
It's already getting a good buzz. Everybody's talking about it, so yeah. It'll make a lot of money.
And I was just reading. You remember Charlie Rose lost his job at CBS, and they had to fire another
Matt
man.
Lauer.
And had to fire another man this morning. CBS fired.
No.
Yeah, their news director, political director, Steve Chagaris, for inappropriate behavior.
Goodness, this is an epidemic.
This article came out of the paper yesterday.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's according to the New York Times.
Okay.
I have wondered when somebody was going to print something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly half the women say they have experienced some form of sexual misbehavior, at work at least once in their career. But there has been a little research about those responsible. Remember I told you about all the senators and all the representatives that have had to pay off fines of millions and millions of dollars that just we paid for them to be defended, and
I know
it was just swept under the rug.
That's messed up when you think about it.
Listen now, remember the figure. Half the women say they've been bothered. Now, a new survey has come out that suggests how widespread the behavior is. The role that the companies play in allowing it to happen. Here's the key. I said a lot of this has been swept under the rug. A third of the men said they had done something at work within the last year that would qualify as unobjectable behavior or sexual harassment, and they were more likely to have done it with their manager knowing about it. So the workplace is biased against the woman and protective of the man that does the deed.
Right.
So this is the situation that's allowed this problem to exist and fester to the degree it has. Yeah. And now some women are getting braver and coming out and saying it anyway.
Yeah, used to, I guess they couldn't. They were afraid to. The Weinstein guy could have run Harvey. Yeah, that's it. He could have run their careers, so they were scared to go against him for all this time. But now they're coming out of the woodwork.
Okay, but here's the thing about this article, the first one that painted the picture that told me that some of this has to do with the workplace, where they are.
Yes.
And of course, some women are wanting to further their careers.
And they'll do whatever it takes.
Those managers, most of those managers that allowed the man to do it, they're men too.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's interesting.
Okay. Let me tell you, there's 5 women that worked at a Waffle House in Salina, Ohio.
Now, is this a story or a joke?
This is a true story.
Oh, okay.
Cut out Salina, Ohio. And the pastor at the church there, the Lake United Methodist Church in Salina, preached a sermon after a Christmas Eve service. He preached on being generous in your giving. The Dayton Daily News and WHIO TV reported that those 5 women that worked at the Wapakoneta restaurant.
I'll give you $5. You can say that, right?
Wapakoneta.
What a name!
Okay.
What a name!
Those people that left that service, it's a Waffle House. Those people that left that service in that Methodist church took those 5 women, went over there and ate, and left those 5 women $3,500 in a tip.
Dang!
Woo!
I bet they were saying Merry Christmas to us.
$3,500 divided among 5 women.
Yeah,
that ain't bad.
That's one heck of a tip.
The most charitable states in giving for a year
Okay.
are Utah number 1, Georgia number 2, that's one in the south.
Yeah.
Minnesota, that's back up in the north. Maryland, that's in the north. Alabama's number 5, that's 2 in the south.
State.
Well, where's Tennessee?
Yeah, where is Tennessee?
Oh, well, 2 out of 5 ain't bad.
We didn't make the top 5 or the top 10, did we?
John Travolta.
Yeah.
He had a chance. Well, let me tell you this. He was in the movie about O.J. Simpson's trial. He was on the defense team in
Oh, okay. I bet he played the lawyer.
The People
Yeah.
versus O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Okay, but his latest movie has been Gotti, the Teflon Don, the mobster.
Yeah, the mafia.
Okay. He's that's coming out. That came out December the 15th.
I want to see that actually.
But here's 4 things you don't know about him.
Okay.
He owns 5 airplanes. He has 2 airstrips at his home.
Wow.
Why in the world would you want 5 airplanes?
Exactly. To show off your wealth.
No, try to get me to ride in one of them, I guess.
Well,
Number 2, Travolta trained for 9 months for his dance scenes in Saturday Night Fever.
9 months.
9
Wow.
months. He wanted to be good, didn't he?
Apparently so.
And in 1978, he was the first male to ever make the front page of McCall's magazine.
Oh, really?
First male. And the last little tidbit about him, he was offered the title role for Forrest Gump and turned it down.
No way.
He turned it down.
I bet he regrets that.
And here's what Marilyn said when she was asked. All the other planets are named after Greek or Roman gods and goddesses.
I never
How
thought
did the
about
Earth
that.
get its name? Earth's name
know.
comes from its residents referring to the soil or ground.
Okay.
Earth.
Right.
The word varies among languages, but most refer to the planet the way they refer to the land. It's earth, it's dirt, it's ground, it's soil.
Right.
So over time, our home celestial body, otherwise nameless, took on the identity almost everywhere of being the earth.
Right.
So Mother Earth,
Yeah.
God's green earth, or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's where we got the name for our planet.
I didn't know that.
Well, I want to tell some stories. I don't want us to run out of time.
Tell some jokes or
Jokes,
stories?
jokes.
Okay. I like it. I just aggravate him about that, guys. He calls jokes stories. Have you noticed that, Allie?
Okay.
But the reason I have to make sure, because remember one time I thought you were telling a joke, and Allie will remember this. And I was prepared to laugh, and it was like this tragedy. It was really sad. I was like, wait a minute, this is not a joke.
These are funny.
Okay.
When you give a woman, whatever you give a woman, she will make it greater. Wow. If you give her a sperm, she'll give you a baby.
Right.
If you give her a house, she'll give you a home.
Right.
If you give her groceries, she'll give you a meal.
Yeah.
If you give her a smile, she'll give you her heart. She multiplies and enlarges whatever is given to her. So, if you give her any aggravation, be ready to receive a ton of stuff in return.
Yeah.
You don't want to give aggravation?
That's pretty good.
A psychologist is selling a video that teaches you how to test your dog's IQ.
Okay.
Here's how it works. If you spend $19.99 for the video, your dog is smarter than you are.
There you go. That's exactly right. If it's $19.99, don't buy it.
Okay.
They're never any good.
Which
Anything
side
for
of
that.
I cut up chickens for 18 years. Which side of the chicken has the most feathers?
Neither side would. It's the same.
The outside.
Shoot.
That one got me.
Yeah.
Okay. When Susie arrived at the dealership to pick up our car, she was told the keys had been locked in it.
Okay.
So she went to the service department and found a mechanic working feverishly to unlock the driver's side door.
Mm-hmm.
So as she watched them from the passenger side, she instinctively just took hold of the door handle and it opened. And she said, "Hey, it's open."
Yeah, this is not supposed to happen.
He said, "I know, I already got that one."
Shoot.
He must be getting paid for the hour.
He must be.
I couldn't believe that. Well, at long last, restaurant, the diner is served his entree. But after one bite, he finds it's inedible. He cannot eat it.
It must have been terrible.
So he summoned the waiter and he said, "I can't eat this chicken. Call the manager." The waiter says, "It's no use. He can't eat it either."
Shoot. That one's good. That one's the best one so far.
So far.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. A man with
Family Matters, I see, is the name of this
man
one.
was living out west in a cabin quite happily when he received a letter from his aunt. She said she knew he was living alone and that she would be coming in a month to take care of him. He didn't panic. She came in on the train. He met her at the station and they headed toward the cabin. She asked if he had prepared anything for supper. He said he had made beef stew.
Sounds good.
So when they arrived, she noticed that he had 10 plates, 10, not 10 number,
Gotcha.
10,
Gotcha.
metal plates,
Okay.
nailed to the table.
That's weird.
She wondered about this, but she didn't say anything.
She probably should have.
So after they finished eating, he went to the door and gave a loud whistle. The dogs came in, leaped up on the table, and licked the plates clean. His aunt was on the next train back home. Listen, I thought that was enough.
Yeah, I thought that was the zinger there. So there's more.
A few days later, the man was talking to a few of his buddies.
Yeah.
"You know, it took me a month to train those dogs and 2 months to stop them, but it was worth it." He got rid of his aunt, didn't he?
Got rid of her. Oh, that was good too.
Okay. It was a woman's birthday.
Okay.
Her husband, we got time.
Yeah.
Her husband proudly gave her an awkwardly wrapped package. When she opened it, she was surprised to see a vacuum cleaner. A vacuum cleaner? She huffed. "What kind of gift is that?" Her husband answered, "But honey, you said how much you wanted one." She answered, "I want a load of manure for the yard too, but I didn't want it under the Christmas tree."
One more, come on.
Okay. We're maybe two.
Two more, okay.
Foster called his wife and said to her in a weak voice, "Hey baby, I was driving to a coffee shop to meet Mary when all of a sudden a stray dog came in the way. I tried to steer left to avoid running it down, but the car skidded, rolled over, and almost ran off the cliff. The car was hanging nose down over the cliff, and I was sitting there fearing impending death. I just managed to climb out of the car and save my life just before the car fell over the cliff. It crashed thousands of feet below and was blown into smithereens. I was taken to a hospital, he continued. I have a broken leg, broken jaw, dislocated shoulder, and several injuries on my head. There was silence on the phone. Then the wife said, "Who is Mary?"
Shoot. That's all she cared about. Jealous.
Well, he had no
And
business.
that is so true.
He had no business having Mary in there with him.
No, he didn't. And he must have had a head injury to tell her,
All right.
to tell his wife about it.
Yeah, I don't believe I'd have mentioned Mary's name.
No, that was stupid.
I'd have said Tom. A football player was told that he wouldn't be able to play in the big game this weekend because he was failing English. The coach pleaded with the teacher, using all the usual arguments about the player's importance to the team.
Oh, yeah.
And the team's importance to the school. And finally, the teacher weakened just a little bit and finally said, "I will give him one word to spell. And if he gets even one letter correct, I will pass him." So the coach agreed. He brought the boy into the room with the teacher, put him down at his desk, and carefully told by the teacher, "Spell coffee."
Coffee.
So the player squirmed and moved around in his seat, and then he finally wrote down K-A-U, coffee, P-H-Y. He didn't get to play. Coffee, K-A-U-P-H-Y.
That's one dumb football player.
I got time for
That's sad. One more. That was a good one.
A second grader came home from school with a bloody nose.
Uh-oh.
His father asked him what happened. "A girl beat me up at school." His dad looked at him, looked him straight in the eye, and he said, "You mean you let a mere girl beat you up?" The boy hung his head a minute, and then he said, "Dad, girls aren't just as mere as they used to be."
Well, those were good, Papa.
All right.
Good to end it on a laugh. Well, thanks for listening to us on WUAT and for watching on Channel 18 Valley TV. And don't forget, you can watch every episode of the Albert and Billy Show on YouTube. And that is it for this week. We'll see you next week, folks, right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
Thanks, folks.